Could you be the one?
Hello everyone, welcome to this video. The content of this video is all about the learner-centered teaching strategy, specifically the problem-based learning. So in this video, I will be focusing and discussing PBL teaching method, its definition, characteristics, and procedures. So let's start. Problem-based learning (PBL) defined as a teaching method in which complex real-world problems are used as the vehicle to promote students' learning of concepts and principles as opposed to direct presentations of facts and concepts. Meaning, in this teaching method can be incorporated into any learning situation, which is also applied to the learning in promoting the development of critical thinking skills, problem solving abilities, and communication skills. It can also provide opportunities for working in groups, finding and evaluating research materials, and lifelong learning. Since this type of teaching method can be incorporated into any learning situation, so meaning this can also be applied in any subject area, can be adapted to PBL with a little creativity. While the core problem will vary among disciplines, there are some characteristics of good PBL problems that transcend fields. So, number one, the first characteristic is the problem must motivate students to seek out a deeper understanding of concepts. Second, the problem should require students to make reasoned decisions and to defend them. Third, the problem should incorporate the content objectives in such a way as to connect to a previous courses or knowledge. Fourth, if used for a group project, the problem needs of level of complexity to ensure that the student must work together to solve it. And the last characteristic is if used for a multi-stage project, the initial step of a problem should be open-ended and engaging to draw students into the problems. What is the procedure of this teaching method? The problems can come from a variety of sources, just like in the newspapers, magazines, journals, books, textbooks, and televisions or movies. Some are in such form that they can be used with a little editing. Others need to be rewritten to be used. So, there are the following guidelines from the power of problem based learning, and the first procedure is number one, choose essential ideas, concepts, or principles that is always taught in a given course. And then think of a typical end of chapter problem, assignments, or homework that is usually assigned to students to help them learn that concept. List down the learning objectives that students should meet when they work through that problem. And the second procedure is think of a real world concept under considerations, meaning develop a storytelling aspects to end of a chapter problem or research an actual case that can be adopted, adding some motivations for students to solve the problem. More complex problems will change students to go beyond simple plug and chug to solve it. Look for magazines, newspapers, and articles for ideas on a storyline. Some problem-based learning practitioners talks to professionals in a field, searching for the ideas of realistic applications of the concept being taught. The third procedure is the problem needs to be introduced in a stage so that the students will be able to identify the learning issues that will lead them to research the targeted concepts. So here are some questions that may help that guiding in the process. So the first question is, what will the first page look like? What open-ended questions can be asked? What learning issues will be identified? How will the problem be structured? Will students be given information in subsequent pages as they work together through a problem? How will long the problem be? How many class periods will take to complete? What resources will the students need? What end product will the students produce at the completions of the problems? And the fourth procedure is write a teacher's guide detailing the instructional plans of using the problem in the course. If the course is medium to a large size class, a combination many lectures, whole class discussions, and small groups will work together regularly. Reporting may be necessary. So the teacher's guide can indicate plans or options for cycling. And the last procedure is the final step is to identify the key resources on their own, but it can be helpful if the instructor indicates a few good resources to be them started. Many students will want to limit their research to the internet, so it will be important to guide them towards the library as well. So in general, this method for distributing a PBL problem falls under three closely related teaching techniques. So the first technique is the case study, the second is the role plays, and the third is simultations. Case studies are presented to students in a written form, while a role play have students improvise scenes based on character descriptions given. And today, simultations often involve computer based programs. Regardless of which technique is used, the heart of the method remains the same, the real world problem. So that is the problem based learning. I hope you learned about this teaching method, this teaching strategy. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Thank you.